When it comes to food, it's all about an experience. Whether that's for breakfast, a date night meal with your spouse, a solo meal with yourself, or family dinner, you gotta have food that lifts your palate and makes your taste buds sing. And since we are the ultimate foodies, we want to take you, and yes, you, on a journey to find the best love language. Yummy language.
Welcome to the Mad Lucrative Podcast. I'm the host, the one, the only Magneto 7 in the building. I'm here again. It's another week. Y'all, we're approaching a pivotal point. This is episode 95 in the building. I'm going to put the clap right there. The clap right there. Everybody on YouTube, everybody on TikTok, everybody on Facebook, IG. Thank y'all for rocking with me, yo. Thank y'all. Y'all have been here for I won't say glow up because I ain't really made it yet. Like, I ain't no made it. You know, I'm making some waves. I'm making a few waves and I'll take it. You know, so this is a new week and I am pleased to say that nothing too tragic happened over the weekend. Like, I've had all good energy. I know all of y'all kind of sent in y'all financial plans and all of y'all sent in y'all's business plans. I like what everybody's doing. I love the focus. I love how everybody is starting to keep each other y'all hold each other accountable for just writing the stuff all the stuff that y'all write down, y'all holding each other accountable for it, and I love it. So again, episode 95, yo. Episode 95. We got 5 more to go, and then I'll be on episode 100. I got the whole studio setup is about to be ridiculous for episode 100. Just let y'all know. No, it's not the regular Studio B that y'all done seen before when I got guests over here and I'm interviewing them. It's a whole different vibe. So I appreciate all of y'all just bringing in good energy. I'm going to go ahead to TikTok. I saw a few comments, but Mark, what up? Mark Swanson in the building. Cynthia was in the building. Harvey was in the building. Jonathan was in the building. And Wes was in the building. So shouts out to everybody that was here in the building. I don't know if y'all still here or not. I don't be knowing on TikTok because I can't tell who's here and whatever. But anyway, thank y'all for coming over here. So let me go ahead and recap as I always like to do. So y'all know I've been shooting a new TV show, Yummy Food. Yummy Language, which the first episode will be out Friday. So y'all make sure y'all tune in. It's us having fun, eating some good food. We interviewing restaurant owners. We interviewing cooks. We interviewing mixologists. It's just good. It's good energy. And y'all know, just to let y'all into my world just a little bit, let y'all know where I stand. So y'all remember a few pods ago where I was going back and forth, and I said I wasn't gonna say nothing about the LGBTQ+, but we're here, and it's nothing negative. I'm just saying, y'all remember when I said I feel like all of the marketing and all of the new TV shows are catered to all inclusive, right? Y'all remember me saying that, and I low key had a epiphany. There's still a year of epiphany. I had an epiphany. Yo, why don't you just create your own show? You know people from the business. You know how to do certain things. And y'all know how to put a dope show together. So why don't you just create the shows that's missing? So I'm not saying it's super Christian D based type of TV shows, but it's just good shows because we still drinking. We drinking on the shows. I still might have some thotty-dotties on a few of the shows, but it's not to the point where it's perversion. I'm trying to make sure we keep some type of clean element in every show that we put out. So, Yummy Language will be out Friday. This pod, y'all already know what time it is on the pod. So, in going to one of these restaurants, and I'm going to say this. This tonight's show is all about all of the artists. I see all 5 of y'all on IG. I see all 10 of y'all on YouTube. Thank y'all for being over here. But tonight's show is all about the artists. Right? And in saying that, I'm going to go back to the restaurant conversation. But in saying that, I think it's a very distinct difference in how artists treat each other and how different business owners treat other people, right? I'm going to read that comment too, Ryan. I'm going to read that in a minute. But I notice every restaurant owner that we've gone to shoot this show are, for one, grateful that we're spotlighting the restaurant, right? For two, they're like, oh, wow, like you just reached out and you got a Grammy. I looked you up. My chef, it was one restaurant we went to. The chef was like a big Eminem fan. So he was like, yo, you did the untitled record on the Eminem album? I was like, yeah, that's me. He was like, yo, that's dope. So then he just back there cooking up the prawns, like the prawn shrimp with the little tail joints on them. And for me, coming from music business, I've learned over time that it's a fine line between talking about what you do and not talking about what you do. Like, you can't get the big head about nothing, because you could be trash in 1 minute. You know, one record comes out, you don't chart, you don't do whatever, you're trash. So that's how the music business treats other people. But when it comes to outsiders, like a restaurant owner or just a regular person, when we're going back and forth, they're like, yo, I don't care if you produced it 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Yo, that's one of my favorite records. And I'm just like, yo, it is a whole different vibe between how musicians treat musicians and how outsiders treat musicians. And we got to pull up. I'm a painting man, designing walls, doing what I can. I'm a painting man, designing walls, doing what I can.
Hello. You have no clue what to do next, do you? And you haven't danced choreography since 2008 at your cousin's wedding. No, you haven't, but I can help you. What you need is a brand plan. Come on, say it with me. Brand plan. Okay, one more time. Brand plan. Yes, a brand plan is showing audiences the when, the where, the how, and the why about your brand. Got it? No worries. My name is Shamia Crawford, and I have grown my audience organically on social media. And I want to show you how to capture your brand and your service to attract the right customers for you. You know, just using my skill and my razzle-dazzle. But if you want that, if you want to get into the social media train, email me at jofarmedia@gmail.com and come aboard this train. Here we go.
We got to pull up. So I'm going to go to TikTok. I saw Ryan say, did you see my comment? Let's see. What did you say, Ryan? What did Ryan say? It must have been a while ago because I can't see it. And I saw that comment over there too. So I will be reading that later. All right. So I didn't see the comment, Ryan. I'm sorry, bro. He said 1 second. DJ EQ in the building. Okay. All right. So Tyson, what up, buddy? I ain't seen you in a minute. All right, so every time I do a podcast, it's like a family reunion. I be seeing people that came in like episode 50, then came back. Like, I love it. It's cool. Y'all like family to me. Y'all know what time it is. So Ryan said 1 second. All right, well, while you type that out, Ryan, I'm gonna go ahead to finishing up the weekend. So I was in the restaurant. We were recording, we're filming, and keep in mind this is a family friendly. This is a family-friendly show. So, I got my girls there. They eating the food. I'm getting the reactions. We getting the responses to me talking to the chef. I'm talking to the owners. And y'all, I'm bringing an energy every time. I don't know how to be any other way. Like, that's just how I am. I love to bring the energy. So, I'm talking to one of the owners, and I'm asking him questions about, how did he make it through? How did he make it through that didn't come through earlier? Yo, I'm looking for you, Ryan, but I'm asking him how he made it through the pandemic, right? Because y'all know I'm in Atlanta. Everybody know all y'all know I'm in Atlanta. Y'all know how I give it up. So I'm asking him, yo, how did he make it through the pandemic? Was it a difference in, did you have to cut staff? Did you have to bring any kind of protective measures in the restaurant? And what all did you do to make it through the pandemic and to still be here and thrive to today? So he's just like, yo, well, the main thing was he didn't fire none of his employees. Now, I will say, y'all know how I am. I teeter between capitalism and business, whatever. But I asked him, I said, so what made you not fire anybody during the pandemic? And how were you able to not fire them during the pandemic? So he said, well, I just got creative. I got creative, and some of the people that may have been servers or whatever, if they had a car and they were willing to do some type of Uber Eats type of deal, then I paid them extra to drive the food and deliver it to different customers. I gave the customers incentives to order food, and we just made it. We made it through. So I was just like, yo, I love when good business owners know how to pivot, right? Because I think this is what's happening right now. We're in a big shift as it relates to business, as it relates to our economy, how we even view certain media, and we're in it's a different space. I don't know how many of y'all feel it, because I feel it. I feel how weird it is, right? And I try not to go too hard and get into my conspiracy theory bag, but we're getting into a space. We're getting into a real space, and I don't know that people are worried per se. I don't even know if everybody's paying attention to it, right? But y'all remember I said it a few pods ago. I said, when's the last time you swiped your card? When's the last time you swiped your gas card? How good is it? Yo, so if you swipe your gas card, and I'm talking to my college students, all of my college students that's in the Lucrative Nation, all of y'all, I know how some of y'all have swiped that card and you wait for the money to clear the next day because you get paid on that Friday, but you need gas on that Thursday. I know how some of y'all do. Try to do that now. Try to do that now. Everybody know Fed Now is in action. TikTok. Do y'all know about Fed Now? Bryant, do y'all know about Fed Now? I don't know what this figure is right here. What up, Chris? But Fed Now exists already. What they're doing, they're processing the payment on the spot pretty much. So you can't go out here and swipe your card and wait for the money to hit later on. That joint's going to hit right now. So that's one of the reasons why I want to have this talk. Like tonight, I'm really looking at the creatives, but not just creatives from the standpoint of music industry, music business, but creators from the standpoint of, if you're an entrepreneur, you're a creative because you thought of an idea. You said, I think this can service this many people. You paid for the LLC. You paid for the bank accounts to get open. You paid to get lines of credit. You paid for all of these things to say this idea is now officially a business. And then after you created the business, you went out and looked for customers. And after you got the customers, you said, hey, this is a little bit too much for me. Let me get a few staff members. And now you're getting jobs for people. But that all came from the original idea of being a creative. Y'all got me? All right? So I want tonight's pod to be about the creatives because like that restaurant owner, I feel like a lot of the musicians that's in the room, yo, shouts out to y'all, but all of y'all in the building, it's like we can't be in a space where we're just looking at our creative thing as a gig, right? Whether you're writing code, whether you're doing anything in a financial arena, it's not just a gig. Music producer, it's not just a gig. Like now you got to start thinking about that thing as a business. It's all business, right? So I don't know if it's going to be a longer or shorter pod. We'll see. I don't know where it's going to go, but I know I got a few notes. I want to make sure I bring them joints out and let's get to it. All right. So the first thing, y'all saw the clip that I posted. with the actor from Detroit. I'm gonna get his name because I know some of my people on Instagram earlier was getting on me because they said I didn't know his name, so I don't need to be talking about no man's business. And for me, I wasn't talking about his business, right? His name is Paige Kennedy, right? I wasn't talking about his business. I was literally shedding light on how the business treats actors, how they treat musicians or whatever. So for those that did not see or hear the post, I see you got 50,000 people on IG that's watched it. So for y'all that didn't see it, I'm gonna play it back for you. Then I'm gonna talk about it. Right, here we go, hood style.
Residual checks, and so this is the not been opened. I'll just open it right now and see. It's like a mystery pack. This one, I guess, is a better one. This is from a show called Justified. Justified was a show I did, and here's a residual check for it's $123. So that's respectable. That's some gas money, I guess. Now, here is another residual check from a show called The Shield. $39. It's $39. So, I mean, I guess you could get some popcorn or something. Okay, so this is a show called Bones. $49. This is the show Backstrom. So this is a show that I was a series regular on. This is a show that I was on the entire time. This is all of the episodes. You see that? All of the episodes.
It's like 20 episodes.
Wow.
$59. $59.91. All right. So for everybody that was wanting to throw some salt on my boy, Paige, you know it's all love. If you want to come, if you're in Atlanta, matter of fact, if you're in Atlanta and you want to come through, which I got a lot of people in Detroit that I rock with, come to the studio. You can be interviewed in the new studio because I want to make sure that we not only shed light on what's going on in the business, but actually break it down and what that means, right? So, as y'all know, I preach every week. Every week I preach the same thing. Ownership. I should make a record called Ownership. Juice Man, what up? I should make a record called Ownership. How much I preach on it. But when I look at somebody like him, meaning Paige, when I look at him explain, or not explain, but show that he's made this as residual income. Let's break down what residual income is first, right? And I'm gonna break it down in a few different industries, but first off, let's break it down. Let's break it down in the music world. All right. So if you're a musician and you produce music, right? Let's say you produce a song that got on one of my favorite TV shows, American Ninja Warrior, right? Let's say you produce a song and some of your music got on American Ninja Warrior, and you say, okay, well, the upfront amount will be $10,000. All right, that may be a little high, but say the upfront amount is $10,000, and let's say you only can land about 3 of these a year, right? Say you only land about 3 records a year at $10,000. Y'all do the math. That's $30,000, right? So if you bust that down, see, 30,000 divided by. All right, so that's roughly $82 a day for the year, and that's 7 days a week. $82 a day. Now that's, to me, if you coming home and you can sit down and you make it $82 a day without doing any extra work, that's not a bad play. I'd take that play amongst a few others, but $82 a day to stay at the house, watch TV, do whatever you feel like doing, I'm cool with that. But then let's take it a step further. If you make $30,000 in this economy, right? I don't know how much is gas now. Is it $3? I know it's $3 and some change. Let's see. Let me look it up. I'm sorry, y'all, for not being prepared with these stats. Gas price right now. All right, so right now the gas price is roughly in ATL 366 to 388. That's the average for regular and mid grade. All right, 366 to 388. Keep in mind what I just say. If you make $30,000 for the year, 7 days a week, that's $82. $82, right? So let's say he don't get another job for another 2 years. That's when this whole idea of residual matters, because what happens in creative world, a lot of the times creative people like artists or musicians or singers or songwriters, they don't have a retirement plan. And before y'all SHIT, because I'm not cussing, I just spelled it, I ain't cuss. But for y'all SHIT on the actors and the singers and the songwriters and the producers, before y'all do that, just ask yourself. I know a lot of people say, well, I go to work and I get paid one time for the job that I do. Well, guess what? Along with that one time that you get paid, you probably got a 401k plan set aside. And if you ain't got a 401k plan, then you got some type of investments that's going to yield a return on the back end, which will allow you to have some type of retirement plan. That's what I'm getting to. So as it relates to the creative people, singer, songwriter, producers, and all that stuff, that's the industry that they're in. So those residual checks are that is their retirement. Like, what's confusing? So that's for all of y'all. This clip right here is for all of y'all that had trash to talk about Paige, because Paige is in the business that gives him passion. Now I can't be mad that y'all decide to be bums. I ain't telling you, bum. But if you decide to be a bum and not go after your dream because you said, well, I just got to do this because I got to feed my family. But me too. Let me put you on the game. I got 3 or 4 jobs. How about that? I got a Grammy out there with a gold and a platinum plaque, and I still got a job. I got jobs. Like real jobs. Clock in. Every day. Because guess what? I'm one of the people that say, well, if you're a man, you got to make sure you take care of your family. If you got a wife and kids, you got to make sure you take care of them first. Take care of them first looks like this. What happens if they got to go to the doctor? You got insurance? What happens if one of the kids go out here and run and trip on the concrete, bust their teeth? You got dental insurance? What happens if your kids say, I can't really see what's going on? You got eye insurance? Like, yo, it's just, it's ridiculous. Thou shalt not make Paul this. Yo, I love this Israelite. But, yo, we got to really take care of ours. And I don't feel like it's fair for a man or a woman to drop their dream for a responsibility. Right? I feel like if you drop your dream for the responsibility, then you'll end up resenting whoever you're in doing life with. You're going to resent them. You know, like, oh, I remember back when I was about 30 and I couldn't do this. I could have sung with Diana Ross. But I was with you and you held me back. Like, yo, we don't want to live with those type of regrets. So for me, I say, all right, instead of living in regret, do all of it. Do your dream at night from 5 until about 9 at night. And then from 9 to 5 in the daytime, go work a regular job. Fuel your dream, fuel your future with you. Like, I have a big, I can't say coach because I ain't paid him to coach me. He's a friend / mentor, Storm. All right, Storm Leroy on Instagram. Y'all go look him up. Storm Leroy on Instagram. He says your job will always be well, not always, but he said sometimes your job will be your first investor. And that's how I look at everything. Let your job be the first investor of your dream. If you got a dream to be an actor and you want to get out here and do auditions and then land something, do that, but make sure you make money where you can live and survive. That's all I've been preaching. Y'all know that. Y'all know how I feel about that. But back to the residual conversation. So when a creative person does something one time and they do it right one time, i.e. Martin Lawrence, i.e. Bill Cosby. For that. But you create something one time, I expect for you to get paid over and over from it because somebody else is going to use it, i.e. network television. And that's why it's a little bit different. So let's put that right there. That's the creators, right? Now let's go into my other life. My other investments and property, real estate, because I'm a contractor, right? Let's go into that world. If I get called to come do a property, and let's say the overall price point for this property to do the whole rehab would be $150,000, $170,000. Let's say $150,000. To do this one property is going to cost the investor or whatever $150,000. Once the investor pays the contractor that $150,000, they go in there and do the job, and guess what? It's all done. Now it's up to the investor and the real estate agent and all of them to go sell the property. Once they sell the property, who gets the return? The investor or whoever chose to take the smaller amount up front, right? Now, I have been in some situations where I go flip a house with somebody and I come on as a contractor and they say, all right, well, look, we're okay with paying you $50,000 to do the rehab. We'll pay you the $50,000 to do the rehab. But once we do the rehab, can you cut the cost on materials? Can you cut the cost on materials or labor? If you could do that, then we can give you some of the back end. We'll give you 1%. Or we'll give you 3% of the overall sale of the property. And that's for cutting the cost for us up front. And in some deals, I'll take. If it's a house that's going to sell for $500,000 and everybody's all in at $200,000, like, why wouldn't I take that deal? Like, that's some decent money, right? That's some type of back end. But on the flip side, once that house is sold, that one time, it's sold. We can't go back to it and resell it again to another person because it's a homeowner there. That joint sold one time. So that's where it's different. Now, if you want to take house world into musician world and you talk about residual income, all right, let's say I go into a house as an investor and we know we're going to hold this house for the next 3 to 5 years. We hold this house for the next 3 to 5 years. We collect rent for $1,200, right? Let's say $1,200 is the collection of the rent. Now, I can collect that rent, that $1,200 for the next 5 years, right? And if I collected rent at $1,200 for the next 5 years, that is, let's see. All right, that's $72,000. So I'll be sitting in my house while the tenant pays the rent for $1,200 and I make $72,000. And I'm going to continue to make $72,000 as long as I keep that house rented out. But what happens if I say, you know what? I'm done with this house. I don't want to have this house no more. I'm going to just sell it. I was still able to collect the $72,000 for the last 5 years, and I'm going to collect my back end for selling the house. And I can sell the house for $300,000, $400,000, whatever the market calls for at the time. That's where it's kind of connected. And I want all of y'all on, especially everybody that may have been shooting your boy in the foot, like, look at it like that. Now, let's take it into tech world, right? So we first we did musicians, then we did the housing market. Now we're going to go to the tech world. Let's say you come out and you were the person that created the code for Facebook. How about that? Facebook was created. When was Facebook created? Do y'all know? Do you know? Omar, do you know when Facebook was created? Let's see. Facebook was created. All right. Facebook was created in 2004. That was my sophomore year of college. Right? Facebook was created 2004. I'm going to say it again. Facebook was created in 2004. How many people on Facebook today in 2023? Y'all answer me that question. How many people on Facebook in 2023? I bet you it's more than that was in 2004, right? So what happened with that? That means Facebook created value. It's value there. People use it for business now. People use it for meetups. People use it for group workouts. They use it for group discussions. People use it to connect with family members. Like, it just keeps growing. And then Facebook said, you know what? We just gonna let's buy Instagram because they do pictures over there. And then we're going to come up with the Twitter version of Facebook. We're going to call it Threads. And now we just got more market share still in tech. Facebook ain't left tech since they started. Think about that. So for me, if the person that created the code for Facebook up front, if they're smart, then they deserve a royalty for the code that they created for this Facebook thing. If they're smart, right? Which I'm sure they are. Like, I'm sure everybody's billions up, right? But I don't like how the general public can try to downplay the significance of an actor, a musician, a songwriter, or whatever. Let's not downplay the significance of a person because you want to say, well, I don't think what I do at my job, I get paid one time and that's it. I don't think you deserve nothing. Like, y'all don't know. And this is the other thing. How many years did it take for these people to get into that position? I'm going to say for me, before I got any placements on anybody's album, I think my first album was Dipset and Jim Jones. Dipset, Jim Jones, Mike Epps' Christmas. That was my first. You don't even know who that is, do you? You don't even know. Dipset, Jim Jones, and Mike Epps presents Christmas Time, right? And I did 2 songs on that album, and I was ecstatic. I think it came out on Koch. But it was a placement. For me, it was a placement, right? The world gets to hear, this creation of mine, right? I think I got paid $1,000 for that song. But it took me from 2004 to 2008 to get that first placement. Then it took another, 2 or 3 years? So 2008, 8, 9, 10, 3 years. It took 3 years after that before I got a placement on Eminem. After I got the placement with Eminem, then stuff started flowing. Eminem is in that big 5, like Wayne, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Rihanna. That's what it was back then. And then Drake was right in that space. Drake was just coming in. But it takes some people years to get that first shot. So let's not try to downplay somebody's significance, right? Everybody's old what they're old. If something is done right one time and somebody else can resell it over and over, whoever created it deserves something, right? Now, ownership. Oh Lord. Okay, so I'm about to make myself sound crazy because I'm about to disregard everything that I just said. I'm sorry. Elaine, what up? I'm about to disregard everything that I just said, right? So when it comes to ownership, right? We have to first know the people that own stuff so that we can know what to shoot for. If we don't know what to shoot for, then we just gonna be doing stuff, right? Case in point, when it comes to the film industry or the entertainment business, there are a lot of moving parts. And by it being a lot of moving parts, it's up to us to decide where we want to play. Like what part of the game do we want to play? Do we want to be the behind the scenes person? Which most people don't want to be behind the scenes because they want to be seen. I get it. But do we want to be a behind the scenes person or do we want to be in front of the camera? And to me, I feel like you kind of do trade one for the other. I don't feel like you can do both of them at one time until you're fully established, right? Case in point, if I'm a film producer and I've taken all this time, I've taken all these years to save up $100,000, $200,000, $500,000. I got my credit where I can get $200,000. I got savings over here, and I'm gonna put all this money together to make this film. Now, once I make this film, my goal is to go to one of the big streaming networks like a Netflix or Hulu, HBO Max, Stars. I want to go to one of these streaming platforms and I want to sell this idea that I saved all this money for. And I paid for this. Listen, this is what I want y'all to think about. If the executive producer put all of this work in to save up the money, find the actors, get the actors to agree to do the job for whatever the amount is, and Not only that, pay for film. They got to pay for crafty. They got to pay for transportation. If the people coming from out of town, they got to pay for hotels. They got to pay for sound. They got to pay for studio time. They got to pay for everything to be mixed. Oh yeah, the most important one, film. The people that's shooting the actual footage. The executive producer is paying for all of this stuff. To do what? Do y'all think he should be doing this just to have fun? I know if it's me, I'm not going to pay $300,000 to shoot a film to have fun. It's not. I'm trying to get some type of return. That's where we at with it, right? And I know people say it's cutthroat, but it is what it is. So think about it like that. If this executive producer gets this actor to agree to do this job for $15,000, $20,000, all right, cool. The actor agrees to do the job for $20,000. The executive producer takes money out of his bag, gives the actor his $20,000, and then he gets a few other people, and now they're all in. The whole project is produced, I'm gonna say, $200,000 out of $300,000. Then he's gonna pay another $100,000, the last $100,000 out of the $300,000, to get the actors to go do some type of marketing. We're gonna have some premieres in different cities. We're gonna have some meet and greets. We're gonna do all of this. We're gonna have some people sit on different platforms like the news. Y'all do know the news and stuff costs, right? They don't just get people up there to just talk about their projects for free. That's ad time. It costs. So let's say the executive producer pays all this money and everything's done. He's all in at $300,000. Now, day one, film comes out on all streaming platforms, or one streaming. Say he gets it on Netflix on a contingency, right? The contingency is I'll give you a percentage of what you make from this film if it reaches this threshold. The executive producer already paid $300,000. He done paid $300,000. So let's say the film comes out on Netflix. It's a smash for what it is. And then Netflix comes to the executive producer and says, you know what? You just did $300,000 in sales on Netflix. Congratulations. You did a good job. Let's see what it looks like in 2 weeks. Do y'all feel like the actors deserve money from all of the stuff that this executive producer just did to make it work? The actors came in and acted one time, and then they out. They got their $20,000 up front. The executive producer gives all the money. So he waits. Netflix calls back 2 weeks later. He said, all right, you know what? You did $300,000 your first week, but second week you dropped all the way down to $10,000. We're going to see what it looks like. That's the return for the executive producers, $10,000. So for me, yeah, like if he makes that $300,000 over a 10-year span, yo, he deserves it. What does the actors deserve? Like, y'all tell me. And maybe I'm just a capitalist when it comes to certain things on this subject. But like, we got to start thinking to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Y'all know that's my saying right there. Put your shoes, step in that other person's, those shoes right there. Step in them shoes and say, if I got $300,000, would I spend $200,000 of it on actors? Would I spend $300,000 of my own money for my dream? Some of you ain't got it. And I mean, if you don't have it, that's fine. Spend $700 on your dreams. Spend $100 on your dreams. Whatever you got to spend on it, spend it on your dreams to help it work. But let's not downplay somebody else's significance. That's my spill on the ownership side of it. And I think when it comes to music business and when it comes to just any creative business, music business, stripping, like, yo, that's how it works. The person that fronts the money, the person that gives the money up front should get the most on the back end because they took the risk. Now, what happens? This is a shift. This is a shift in mindset. What happens? Because I think Lorenzo Tate said it. He said, "Yeah, I put some of my own money up for this. I can be an executive producer." That's what happens. That's what we should aim to get to. Because if you're an actor and I hope Corey Kendrick sees this part. But if you're an actor and you come up with $100,000 before you get hired to do the job. Oh no. Let's make the deal sweet. Let's say you're a master negotiator. Say you're a master negotiator and somebody hires you to come do this job. They hire you to come do the movie. And you come in and you say, well, look, instead of paying me the $50,000 that you was gonna pay me to do this film, how about you pay me $10,000? I know some people they cuss like that. How about you pay me $10,000 and then the $40,000 that's left over from the $50,000 that you were gonna pay me, put that in the movie, put that back into the movie, and make me an executive producer, and let me have 5% ownership. The executive producers that's already on board gonna be like, oh, okay, well, shoot, that's dope. We could keep that $40,000 and dedicate it to something else. And you want 5%? Yep, give me 5%. The movie comes out. Let's say that movie comes out and do Fast and Furious numbers. Y'all know I love being accurate. Let's see how much did Fast and all right. So Fast and Furious 10. Keep in mind, the executive producer, of course, it'll be a lot bigger than this. But this actor said, I'm gonna give some of my upfront to be an executive producer. They say, okay, cool, what you want? They say 5%. All the other executive producers, they go in and say, all right, so this actor, which is an A-list actor, said he want 5% of the earnings after the film comes out. They say, all right, cool. What happens if they were in Fast and Furious 10? Fast and Furious 10 made $719 million. $719 million. Let me say it again. $719 million. So if the actor was an executive producer on a movie that made $719 million, let's just say around $700 million. 10% of 700 is how much? Do y'all know? My Mad Lucrative Nation on YouTube, Facebook, do y'all know how much 10% of 700 million is? Do you know? Double O, 700 million. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go for you. 10% of 7 million is 700,000. All right. 10% of 70 million would be what? 7 million. And then 10% of 700 million, $70 million. So let's say my boy came out 5%. 5% of that is what? 70 million, $35 million. Because he chose to take less up front to be an executive producer. So then he gonna get that $35 million, and then he gonna get another couple of million. Then he gonna get some more millions later on down the road because he's an executive producer, and they get the bigger part of the residual income. That's how you win. Actors, that's how you win. Producers, same thing. The same thing goes. If you're one of the producers that produced on Beyonce's album, and Beyonce says, well, we'll pay you $35,000 for this beat. And the producer says, well, you know what? Don't pay me $35,000 for the beat. Just give me 25% of the mechanicals, the royalties, and the publishing. Just give me that. You're gonna be M's up. You're gonna continue to make the big check because you took some of the hit up front. Now I get it. Everybody's not in a position to take the hit up front. I get it. But if you can take the hit, like that should be the aim. For all my songwriters, producers, all y'all. That should be the aim, to be able to get to the point where you can take the hit up front, when the artist starts to blow, you can benefit from them blowing from that too. Like all y'all right there. So this is my thing. This is my rule of thumb. I don't try to get affiliated with any projects that I don't feel like will go, because I know I go all in, right? But I think what happens is, when it comes to some of y'all producers, some of y'all songwriters, what happens is When y'all get into the space of, well, shoot, bro, I need 500. Ease, what up? But yo, shoot, bro, I need $500 for this beat. All right, cool. If the artist pays you the $500 for the beat, and then the artist goes out and do 15 million, I don't feel like you deserve any of that money. Well, no, you deserve some of it. You deserve something. But your traditional 50% as a producer, it shouldn't exist. What else do you bring to the table? Right? And I feel like that's what the youngins did, right? Shouts out to LaRussell. I love the conversations that we've had. When you look at an artist grind as hard as he does, LaRussell probably has put it well over $500,000 into his campaign. Well over $500,000. If I give him a $500 beat and I say, well, bro, look, on the glow up, let me get 10%. Let me get 5%. Like the Fast and Furious example I just gave y'all. Let me get 5%. Let me get 10%, whatever. Just hook me up, bro. When this mug blows and gets to the point where he's like a Nipsey Hussle, and then he goes from Nipsey Hussle to a Jay-Z, and then goes from a Jay-Z, and then starts to transcend outside of music and do other fly stuff, you right there. I love the conversation. I love the conversation that 50 Cent had. He was talking about Sha Money. Sha Money came to 50 Cent and he was like, yo, I want to get paid for all of my contributions to Get Rich or Die Trying. And 50 was trying to hook Sha up by giving him a percentage of the overall album as an executive producer. There go that word again. I think y'all should commit that to memory if I keep saying it. I'm just saying. But 50 offered Sha Money an executive producer role. I think it was like 5% of the overall Get Rich or Die Trying. Let's do this. I know he's M's up now. How much did 50 Cent Get Rich or Die? Yeah. Y'all know I can't spell, so bear with me. Get Rich or Die Trying. Get. All right. So as of right now, y'all, this is ridiculous. As of right now, and this is years later. I think, when did the album come out? So overall, he's $22 million. 22 million albums sold. That's 2 times Diamond. Diamond is 10. He did it 2 times. All right. So let's say he sold 22. I'm gonna just do a straight 22 million. 22 million times that. So he's made roughly $200 million off that one album. And he was offering Sha Money an executive producer role, 5%. It was either 5 or 3%. Sha said, well, nah, bro, I'm hurting. I need this bread. I need my bread up front. And 50 said, all right, cool. He was a street dude. He got his money. He gave Sha Money his bread. He goes off, sells $200 million worth of albums. And Sha still gets his percentage from the songs that he produced on the album. The songs that he did produce. But the songs that he didn't produce, he don't get no cut. Cause he ain't take none of the risk up front. I might name this pod front end. This is the front end pod. So let's go to podcast world. Yeah, let's go to podcast world. So in podcast world, what I'm noticing now, because I'm still new, I'm kind of new. 95 episodes ain't all in like that, because I still got like a job, but I'm still in, but y'all get it. In podcast world, what I've learned is it's all about endurance. How many pods can you do dolo? If you get a co-host in, how much can you depend on that co-host? If you can't depend on that co-host, then you probably shouldn't bring them in. And what I've noticed is, if you are a determined person and you are one of them people that's just going to get it done every time, don't get a co-host. Take my word for it. Do not get a co-host. I love Sean J. Sean J is fire, right? But when it came to the way I look at planning a podcast, I don't believe in stopping for one person. What they say, one monkey don't stop the show. I'm big on that. I don't care if it's business. I don't care if it's a creative something. If we start working on this and you fall out, I'm going to keep going. I don't care that you fell out. That's on you. So what I noticed is, sometimes I would have to pause, especially all y'all on YouTube that's been here since the beginning. Y'all remember how I was trying different days. I was trying different times. I said, all right, I'm going to do a late night pod. I tried a late night. It wasn't that many people. I said, I'm going to do a daytime pod. Try daytime. So I said, all right, well, let's try it on a Tuesday. Because what was the original time? The original time was on a weekend. That's right. I was doing Saturday mornings. Originally when I was doing the podcast. And I said, well, you know what? If the engagement is low, let me just keep trying stuff. But when you got another person that's in the space with you and you have to depend on them to show up to get the job done, what happens if you say, well, let's try Monday, and they say, well, I got something to do Monday? Well, you say, all right, cool. Let's try, how you looking Wednesday? I'm busy Wednesday too. Oh, okay. Well, how about Thursday? And you see how this goes? I feel like you should not put somebody in a certain position. If you are a determined person, you get it done. You do all the research. You do all the investing. You get everything done to assure the success of the show. Now, once you've gotten to a certain point where you can hire people to do this and you can hire this person to do that, and if you get a co-host, you can hire them to do that. All right, cool. You do that and you pay the cost. But until then, eat that. Take it on the chin. Pause. Take it on the chin, because I feel like, what up, Ebony? I feel like when it comes to podcast world, or not just podcast world, anything creative, why would you let somebody else step into your space and cut off your lifeline? I know, Sheikah, I remember when you said something about doing the t-shirt line, right? And I said, all right, if you do that t-shirt line, then more than likely, you're gonna run out of bread because you ain't gonna have enough product. You remember I said that? I give you time to respond. Remember I said that though. And what happens if you start something, right? And I noticed this. It takes people really about 10 times to see you do something for them to take you serious. But if you start a t-shirt line, exactly. She said it failed terribly. And I wasn't trying to tell you that your business was going to fail because you were doing t-shirts and everybody else was doing t-shirts. I was just saying, how can you do t-shirts differently? Is there some incentives that come along with you doing t-shirts? Are you a plus size person? Are you a diesel person? Are you a super skinny person? If you have this going on, then my t-shirt looks good on you because of this. I don't know how many of y'all have seen. Have you? Hey, you still here, Sid? What up, Cynthia? How many of y'all remember it's like a Spanx for men? It's a Spanx for men commercial that's been coming on like Instagram and other platforms. Have y'all seen the Spanx for men? I don't want to sound crazy. It's like a fitted t-shirt. But anyway, I remember when I first saw that t-shirt line, I said, oh, it's over. I said, they done unlocked the hack, because it serves a lot of purposes. For people like I was super fat, had a super pot belly, right? For people like me that was working all day, that might work 14 out of 24 hours a day, at the time, I didn't have time to work out. So if I wanted to go dress up, look fly with my wife, do all this fire stuff, then I would have wore one of the Spanx shirts to flatten my joints down so I look good in the shirt. So I said, okay, they're serving that purpose, and then they're going after men. What do a lot of good men have? Jobs. So as it relates to having a t-shirt line that's dedicated to men that want to flatten their lumps down, it's sold. This is an easy sell. And you can go to a man and say, look, I'm going to sell this t-shirt for $60. And what I say from the beginning, he got a job, so he going to pay that $60 for that t-shirt, because he's got, man, look, bro. And what us dudes do, a lot of us dudes will put something on back, bro, look at this, it's crazy. I look diesel as a bug with this shirt on. And meanwhile, that person that created that t-shirt line is running up a bag because they served a purpose. They met a need to a specific group of people. So that's all I was saying. Make sure whatever you do, you're serving a need. You're meeting somebody's need with your product. All right. Where was I at with that? I'm sorry, y'all. Where was I at with that? Oh, this is another thing. All right, this was something else I want to make sure. Oh, I'm 55 minutes in. I'm sorry, y'all. Are you learning something? No, that's all that matters. Are you learning something? So, I remember when I was first getting into. Sorry for all the smacking. I'm gonna take some of this water. Look at that water. But I remember when I was first starting to get into music business, and I had an idea to send a CD. I had hard CDs. Y'all remember the CDs? Don't make me look old. I am, but I remember I said, you know what? And I'm in college. I've always been a multitask hustler. I've always been that guy. So I was in college. I said, you know what? I'm gonna make some beats. I'm gonna get this. Y'all remember the burnable CDs? I'm gonna get a pack of burnable CDs, and I'm gonna get some jewel cases. I'm gonna get some mailbox envelopes, and once I make the beats, I'm gonna put them on these CDs, and I'm gonna pay for postage, and I'm gonna send them joints out, and I'm gonna just see what happens. That was the faith part of me putting in the work, but then that was also the part of me doing the market. I was like, yo, it can't be but so many other people sending out beat discs. It was probably like 1,000 at the time, but anyway, I sent the beat disc out for a month. 30 days worth of beat discs. It's probably like $50, $60, something like that. No calls. I said, all right, you know what? It's just like podcasting. It's all the same thing. I said, you know what? It's cool. I'm going to send another beat disc out. 30 days later, I keep sending beats. I'm sending beats. 30 days turned into 2 years. How many of y'all got the endurance to do something 2 years without seeing any kind of return? If you ain't got that type of endurance, the creative space is not for you. I'm going to just go ahead and let you know. If you think you about to get into podcasting, or you about to be a producer, or you about to be a singer, you're going to be a songwriter, I'm going to slip up on the viral hit. You're not going to slip up on the viral hit. All of these people that's coming up with these viral hits, they're planning for this stuff to happen. And even though it might seem like it's a by chance type of deal, go look at the history. Some of these people and I'm not just saying, let me rephrase that. Some of the viral people that's still successful today, they planned for certain things to happen. They didn't just, y'all know about Flip, what's his name? Queen's Flip, Joe Budden podcast, right? Queen's Flip been doing those skits and all that stuff for years. He didn't just so happen to slip up and get on Joe Budden podcast. He got Joe Budden's attention because how fire he was in the street. And Joe was like, well, shoot, you know what? You would bring this type of value to this pod, so let me bring you in. Let's work. Everybody in the creative space, y'all got to start thinking like that. If you don't bring any type of value to any situation, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. Because this is what'll happen. We'll have a lot more conversations like what we just saw with Kennedy Page, or Page Kennedy. We'll have a lot more conversations like that where artists say, well, you know what, man, shoot, I'm only getting $100 for this. Then they showing us on Instagram. And then it's a singer that says, I wrote this song for so-and-so, and I'm only getting $200, and they showing us. And then they're going to laugh. They're going to giggle. Ha, 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 you're a bum. And then nobody's going to dissect why. Like, just ask a simple question. Why am I only getting paid pennies when everybody else is getting paid bags? What are you bringing to the table? I know it's a few of my mentors that I like to listen to and I like to learn from. They say, if you don't have money, then you got time. And if you got time, then you ain't got money. It's the same thing pretty much. But they say that because it's true. Like, are we prioritizing what's going to move the needle? Are you doing something every day that you think it's a good thing and you feel like it's getting you forward and it's pushing you to the next space? But when you look at the stats, you ain't really do nothing. You ain't getting no more followers. You ain't making no more money. You still look, everything from today looks like last year. Like, we got to start thinking differently. Like, for real. Like, ask the question why. If you see one person pull up to the studio in a Rolls Royce and the other person pulls up in the Honda, ask why. Now, it could be the cool little hip white engineer that's going to mix down the album, and he's just as bagged up as the Rolls Royce driver, and he chose to drive the Honda, or they're not in that space yet. And if they're not in that space, it's just like, why? I want y'all to ask those questions, and I'm about to wrap up. Because it's been long. But I see you. I see you over there. So, hey, cuz what was the question? I'm gonna scroll through it. Let me see, cuz I want to make sure. I know today's pod might not be as I don't have the rhetoric and the screaming and the ha 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 and all the laughs and stuff going on. But I really wanted to touch bases with the artists, because I feel like where we are now, it takes thought and it takes precision to get to where you're trying to go. Like that next step that you're trying to get to, you're not gonna be able to ha 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 and laugh your way out of that one. Like, this one is gonna take some type of strategic planning. And I just want to make sure I took some time out to talk to y'all today, and just address some of these issues, because I really hate seeing people get misused. Right? I don't care who it is. I don't like the feeling that I get when I know that there's a whole industry that thrives off of somebody else's ignorance. I feel like that's what the entertainment business is. It thrives off of the creative person. The creative person is the person that comes in and they have all the ideas. And I'm not going to just say black people, because I know a lot of people say, well, the black people come up with all the ideas and they just take it from us. There's a lot of other people come up with ideas and we just don't know about them getting misused either. What up, Chris? We don't know about them getting misused either. So I just wanted to shed some light on that. All right. Okay, that's good. Okay, so Quay asked a question. He says, what can I do to market myself if I am a quiet person? Okay. This is my take on all of this stuff. Yo, what up? So, Quay, and I'm going to address you too. I'm going to address you, but I got some more categories in that space. If you are a quiet person, male or female, and you know that you just have that, I can't say that's a character flaw. That's just how you are, right? Quiet people exist. Loud people like myself exist. We have to all be in the same space to make the world work. It takes all of us to make it work. But if you are a quiet person and you're an artist that you're trying to break into the business, I think you should look for the person that resembles you in the creative space. And I'm not talking about their music. I'm not talking about their fashion. Look at the person that's the quiet person that likes to stay to themselves, but they're fire. The first person that comes to mind when I think of the quiet person that's fire, that's in the business right now, Summer Walker. Summer Walker came in and she said, well, I have anxiety and I don't like fans like that. I can't do fans. I don't want to do no meet and greets. Guess what? The label came up with a whole grand scheme and said, well, Summer Walker don't like fans. Well, she likes fans, but she can't really be around them because she had like this thing going on. So they made it work. They made her the mysterious person. They gave her this, and that. And it worked. She's still here. She's still working. Right? Now, if you are the complete opposite, say you're a flamboyant person and you're trying to break into the business, use it to your advantage. Any character that's a part of you, like the genuine part of you, use it to your advantage and get into the space. The space could be the music business. The space could be sales. The space could be customer service. The space could be anything. Use your flaw as a crutch to push yourself. One of my things is I've been known to be one of those happy-go-lucky type of people, right? I won't say I'm a happy-go-lucky type of person, but when people see my exterior, they automatically feel like, oh, I want to hug you. Let's talk. I can talk to you forever. I feel like I've known you forever. Inside, deep inside, I don't like that. I personally prefer for quiet. Quiet, peaceful, little glass of wine right here. And I'm going to just do this. And I'm going to just go exist in my own space. That's me. That's me in behind the scenes at home. When I'm with my family, I'm chill. That's me, right? But when I hit the camera and I'm in public, I'm like, oh, let's work that. Like, that's me too. But I choose to give people that side because I feel like it's received better than me giving them the calm side. If I give everybody the calm side of me, then they're not gonna receive me as I would like for them to. And I like to motivate people. I like to inspire people. I just like to get people to do stuff. I hate seeing a person that's talented, that has they have all of it. They got the looks, they got the brain, they got the charisma, they got all of these things working to their advantage, and then they don't know how to use it. So they just stop and they just don't do nothing. I hate that with a passion. For me, it's like, yo, you're waiting to die. Like, you're waiting for your dream to just die. And you say, well, you know, it didn't happen for me because, you know, the cards didn't line up. No, it didn't happen to you because you didn't put the work in to develop yourself to become that person. It's on you. And that's why I want all of anybody that's in a creative space. And they could go, again, all genres, because everything's creative. If you thought something, you thought of an idea and you developed it and you made it a business and you got a demand for it, it's an idea. You are a creative. Congratulations. Thank you for your contribution to the world. But for the people that chooses to not do it, you are doing everybody a disservice. It's people out there that got something wrong with them and they need your example, or they need your product, or they need your charisma or your smile, or whatever you offer, they need it. It's a whole group of people that need it. And you just out here like, yeah, I'm just waiting to die. Yo, it's not funny, but that's how I feel. Every time I see a creative person and they choose not to use it, yo, you don't use it, you lose it. Facts. Big facts. Did I miss anybody? Do y'all have anything else? Because I'm about to get off in a minute. What up, kids? Jay, I see you. Thank you for sharing the live. Thank you. All right. Oh, that's a good one. Abe said, what are you living for? All right. When you say, what am I living for? Are you talking about family, business, me personally? Like, what? Need a little bit more clarity. Yo. In life. Okay. We're going to keep it broad. You did not distinct the difference between two. But anyway, I love you, bro. I'm living to make a change. I'm living to leave a carbon print on the world. That's what I'm living for. I'm living to make sure that anything that I do benefits somebody. Whether it's somebody in my family, whether it's a friend, whether it's a coworker, whatever it is. I'm looking to benefit other people, right? Me personally, I'm one of these people that really believe that everything will work out with time. I don't feel like the world is damned and all of these things are going, and it's Sodom and Gomorrah, and it's just the world is about to burn, and like, I'm not one of them people. I am a person that believes that if it's a lot of bad stuff that's going on at the same time, it's got to be something good at the end of it. I do believe that. It's got to be something good at the end of it. Now, the something good might take some type of war, right? Put that out there. It might take some type of pushback from the people. You know, the people meaning us. It might take something drastic. Imagine this, and we about to close out, but let's do this. Imagine this. What if y'all remember everybody did the whole I'm standing in solidarity with black people, and I'm gonna put the black mark on the I'm gonna black out my Instagram page with the black thing, and you know, I love you black people, right? Everybody did that for a little bit. What was it, a day or so? Something like that. And for 1 minute, I felt like, okay, people are starting to understand what it means to stand together. Whether I agree with the cause or not, I'll put that out there. Whether I agree or not with the cause, everybody decided to do something together, united together, right? And then what happens? You let the media come in this ear, and then this ear says, "Oh, F that unity, we gonna go do some nigga-ish." Oh, we gonna trash this. Like, I feel like that's what's happening. It's like nothing unified stays. It's always like a back and forth between, I know this is good for me, but I don't care that it's good for me because I'm gonna do what I want to do. I feel like that's what all of these conversations when it comes to the men. What's the conversation? The main one. I sent you one. The black men don't like black women. Black men don't like black women. Black women don't like black men. Everybody just mixed up. For me, I'm just like, okay. Y'all are taking good time. Out of 24 hours, you taking some good time to have an hour-long conversation about how a black man don't like black women, or how black women don't like black men, or how you need to date outside of your race for your race to survive. That's for my white friends. Or how the Mexicans are coming to take over. All of these statements are made to divide people in certain groups. And if all of these groups are divided, nobody's unified. And if nobody's unified, this big power over here can say, "Ha, got him." All right, what kind of product can we sell this? I know. I just heard that black man right there said he hate gay people. Let me see if we can go ahead and let me give him a shirt. Give him a shirt. Oh, he bought it. I got this shirt say I hate gay people. Then you got the gay people say, well, you know what? I don't like them either. Then the gay people wearing this product. And then you got these white people over here wearing this. Like, that's where, wake up. That's where we at. I feel like everybody is doing things to divide certain groups of people so nobody can be unified. That's where we at with it. So my hope is that all of the pieces of content that I put out, I hope that it makes you think about what you're about to do before you do it. Hopefully it helps you just navigate life in a different way. Don't take things so serious. Take the things as serious. If it's something serious, take it serious. Deep. You get diagnosed with cancer. I was going through that scare last year. Y'all remember that. You get diagnosed with cancer. You don't think about nothing else except for getting what? Healthy. Let me fight this thing. Let me do this. Let me go there. Let me do this. Let me eat better. Let me work. And let me stay there and focus and not just do it until things get better, but do it until it's a lifestyle. When it's a full lifestyle, that's where we got to get to. And I feel like I feel like it will take certain things to happen bad I feel like it will be certain bad to happen before people get it. But, you know, it is what it is. Make sure y'all shoot the pod some likes, some subscribe, some all that good stuff. Until next week, episode 95 in the books. Peace.